ikkada?
Shubhadam.
Very good.
Hari Om, Nana. You can start, Nana. Koncham mee camera adjust cheskondi.
Okay,
yeah.
నువ్వు వచ్చేసావా? Very good.
నేను వచ్చాను. I am at Pragati now, but I will switch off the my camera.
Okay, but one thing, one word of caution. Whenever you go into the city, please monitor how the weather is, how the roads are, how the traffic is going.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Nana, we'll do that. Okay.
Right.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Happy you come. Yeah. Good.
Yes. Yes.
Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamashyadilakshim Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatetam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Prabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Chaiva Tato Jayamudiyayet. Adha Srimad Bhagavad Gita Adha Saptamodhyayah Jnana Vijnana Yogaha Shri Bhagavanuvacha.
Om.
Can you find the bell? See, can you find the bell? Can you put the bell here?
Maya Saktamana Padha Yogam Yunjan Madashrayah Asamshayam Samagram Mam Yadagnyasasita Chruno Jnanam Teham Savijnanam Yam Vakshyamya Sheshataha Yajñātvā neha bhūyonyat Jnātavyamavasishyate.
God will help you. That thing.
Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschidhyatati siddhaye yatataamapi siddhanam kaschinmam vetti tattvataha bhumirapo analo vayuhu kham mano buddhirevacha aham karayiti yamme bhinna prakrutirashtadha Apareyamitastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param Jivabhutam mahabaho Yayedam dharyate jagat Etadhyonini bhutani sarvani chupadharaya Aham krishnasya jagataha prabhava pralayastadha Matta parataram kinchit Mattam parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya Mayi sarvamidam protam Sutre manigana iva Rasohamapsu kaunteya Prabhasmishasi suryayoho Pranava sarva vedeshu Shakhe paurusham rushu Punyo gandha prudhivyam cha Tejachasmi bhavasau Jivanam sarva bhuteshu Tapasmi tapasvishu Bijam mam sarva bhutanam Vidhi padha sanatanam Buddhir buddhimatam asmi Tejas tejasvinamaham Balam balavatam chaham Kamaraga vivarjitam Dharma viruddho bhuteshu Kamosmi bharatarshava Echaiva satvika bhavaha Rajasastamashachaye Matye veti tan vidhi Natvaham teshu te mayi Tribhir gunamaye bhavaihi Ye sarvabidam jagat Mohitam nabhijanati Mamebhya paramavyayam Daivi Hesha gunamayi. This is the 14th verse. Devi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mame Praye Prapadyante Maya Me Tam Tarantite Namam Pushkruti Nomuha Prapadyante Naradhamaha Mayaya Pahrutajnanaha Asuram Bhavamashrita.
Thank you very
Now,
much.
can you please get to the 5th verse? Yes.
If maybe others can mute themselves, lot of background noise is coming.
Yeah. You have not muted everybody else, I think.
Yeah, I can hear a lot of noise. Please mute yourselves. Thank you.
Apareyamitasvanyam prakritim vidhi me param jeva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. This we have covered yesterday. O mighty armed mahabaho, this is my lower prakriti. Whereas, please understand, the other prakriti, which is my higher prakriti, which is the essential nature of the individual by which this world is sustained. Yayedam dharyate jagat. Etad yonini bhutani sarvani chupadharaya aham krishnasya jagataha prabhavaha pralayastadha. In fact, Bhagavan is saying that there is nothing other than him. He is everything. Etad yonini bhutani sarvani chupadharaya aham krishnasya jagataha. Krishnasya, the complete jagat. Prabhavaha pralayaha tadha aham eva. I am the sustainer. I am the creator. And I am also the one who will ensure that the pralayam also happens. Prabhavaha pralayastadha. Sarvani bhutani, all beings and elements. It is not just limited to human beings. All beings and elements. Etad yoni ni are those that have the two prakritis, the para prakriti and the apara prakriti. What is the apara prakriti? Bhumihi apaha analo vayuhu kham mano buddhirevacha ahankara iti yemme bhinnaha prakriti ashtadha. The ashtadha prakriti is the apara prakriti. The para prakriti is what? Yeva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. That is my para prakriti, because of which the jivatvam in all beings is available. Okay, that is my para prakriti. And etad yonini bhutani sarvani chupadharaya aham krishnasya jagataha prabhavaha pralayastadha. Krishnasya jagataha, of this entire world, samagram jagat, complete world, prabhavaha, I am the cause. I am the cause for creation, for them to manifest. Tadha pralayaha, also for resolving them in the end. In between the prabhavaha and the pralayaha, whatever is required to sustain whatever I have created, and I am the cause. Please understand that all beings and elements have their cause in this twofold prakriti. Therefore, I am the one from whom this entire world comes. So too, I am the one into whom everything resolves. This kind of a claim can be made even by Maya. Maya can claim, because of me, everything is created, and because of me, everything is sustained, and owing to me, everything resolves back into me. But Maya is not having an independent Swarupa. It is dependent on Paramatma, isn't it? Maya has no independent existence. Brahmashraya Maya. Brahmashraya Satvarajastamo Gunatmika Trigunatmika Maya Asti. What did we pick up in Tattva Bodh? Tataha Akashas Sambhutaha, etc. That bhumirapo analo vayuho kammano buddhirevacha ahankara yati yemme bhinnaha prakritihi ashtadha. My eightfold prakriti, which is the apara prakriti, that is the lower nature of me, which has created all of you. And lower nature of me is what? That is according to Maya, owing to Maya. And my para prakriti is that which goes beyond your normal conception. I am the very I in you. If you say I am, that I am. The very I am. And in the next few verses, Paramatma is going to say that he is everything. That if you think you are intelligent, he is saying, I am the intelligence in you. If you think you are very strong, he says, I am the strength in you. If you say, I'm beautiful, he says, I am the beauty in you. There is nothing other than me, which is great. Please understand. And next verse, in the 7th verse, Bhagavan is going to say, yeah, I will be grateful if there is no cross talk, please. Matta parataram
Please
nanyat.
mute yourself.
Pardon?
SK, please mute yourself. SK, yeah. No, I just wanted, okay, yeah, everyone is muted now, I think.
Okay. Matta parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mayi sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva. Mattaha parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. Kinchid dhananjaya asti. There is nothing. Mattaha parataram na anyat. Apart from me, not dependent on me, there is nothing else that exists. Maya sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva. Maniganaha, like even the very pearls, the precious stones, how they're arranged in a garland. And that garland has got what? Underlying Adhisthana Swarupam of the garland is what? The Sutra, the very thread. That thread is generally not seen by anybody. And Bhagavan is saying, Mai Sarvamidam Protam Sutre Maniganaiva, like even in a garland of manis, precious stones, or you can equate it to garland of different kinds of flowers. And all these things are arranged in me, and I am the Sutra, I am the sustainer of all these flowers, of all these manis. But nobody ever sees me. They will be deluded into appreciating the manis, the precious stones, and the flowers, the fragrance of the flowers, etc. Matta parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya maya sarvamidam protam sutre maniganaha iva. Sutre maniganaha iva. The import of this verse is what? Jagat, the entire Jagat is perhaps equatable that to the Maniganaha Iva, like a huge garland. And what is the sutra in that huge garland, which you are unable to see? That is Paramatma. Matta parataram nanyate kinchidasti dhananjaya. In the Jagat you are there, I am there. In and through me, and in and through anything else in the Jagat which is manifest, which is available for your perception, which is even not available for your cognition, all those things. Sutre Maniganaiva Matta Parataram Nanyasta. There is nothing in the Jagat which is other than me. In the Jagat, everything else is having a quality of deluding you, but the one, the sutra, I am the one. And this sutra is a sustaining influence. It is because of the sutra that Prabhavaha Pralayastadha in the earlier verse, in the 6th verse. Aham Krishnasya Jagataha Prabhava Pralayastadha. That was mentioned, isn't it? Aham Krishnasya Jagataha Prabhavaha Pralayastadha. For the entire world, for its creation, for its sustenance, and for resolving the entire Jagat, it is because of me. Aham Krishnasya Jagataha Prabhava Pralayastadha Matta Parataram na Anyat. There is nothing other than me. Kinchidasti Dhananjaya. There is not even an iota of anything that you can imagine which is bereft of me, bereft of my influence, bereft of my power. Matta parataram nanyate kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam sutre maniganaha iva. Bhagavan continues in the same tenor. Now he says, Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi sheshi suryayoho pranavas sarvavedeshu shabdhakke paurusham rushu. Shabdhakke paurusham rushu. Rasoham apsu kaunteya. Apsu means what? Apaha. Apaha is what? Water. Rasaha. What is the Swarupa of Apaha? It is the taste-giving element. It is, out of the 5 elements, the only thing that can give you taste is Apaha. Rasoham apsu kaunteya. That is why when somebody is very, very tired and he approaches you, what you offer him first is not food. What you offer is what? Water. You offer water. That unless he takes that water, he will not have the feel of taste of the food that you are going to furnish to him, supply to him. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shishi suryayoho. That's why all these athletes and all that, when they compete in the athletics, what do? after completion, they don't eat a banana. They don't eat some ice cream and things like that. They partake something like water. Okay? That water is required. That water will enable them to regain their taste buds in the tongue. Till then, they have no feel of the taste of any food that you supply. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shisi surya yoho. Kaunteya is what? Kunti is the son. Kaunteya. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabha asmi. Asmi means I am. Prabha asmi. Prabha is what? The very shine. The very shine. The brilliance, the very shine. Prabhasmi, Shashi, Surya Yoho. Shashi is the moon, Surya is known. Surya is the sun. In the sun and the moon, of course, moon is dependent on its shine on Surya. So, if Bhagavan has said, Prabhasmi, Surya Yoho, but here, this is beautiful poetry. Shashi Surya Yoho by Vyasa Maharshi. Prabhasmi, Shashi Surya Yoho. Pranava Sarva Vedeshu, in all the Vedas. And how many Vedas are there?
4 Vedas.
5. Because Mahabharatam is considered the Panchama Veda.
Okay.
So, yeah, you're saying 4 is right. Pranava Sarva Vedeshu, in all the Vedas. Okay, the essence of all the Vedas is Pranavaha. Pranavaha is what? Omkaraha. Om. That is why any Shastric mantra starts with Om. 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 Om is considered to be what? Considered to be the Saguna Brahma. It is as though the Brahma whom you are seeking, you are a mumukshu, you are seeking yourself, and that Saguna Brahma, Guna Sahita Brahma, that Pranavaha is symbolic of Saguna Brahma. Saguna Brahma is what? In the entire Jagat. In entire Jagat is Saguna Brahma, but you are seeing only the variants in the Jagat. Okay? The deluding influences from the Jagat, but you are missing the Brahma, the Saguna Brahma. Om Pranava Sarva Vedeshu. Shabda K. K is what? K is what? Kam and K are same. Kam is what? Bhumirapo Analo Vayuhu. Kam Mano Buddhirevacha. We have seen in the second or third verse. Kam is Akasha. Space, very right. Space. Pranava Sarva Vedeshu. Shabdhake. And the guna of Akasha is one of giving Shabdha. Shabdhake Paurusham Rushu. Paurusham Rushu. Rushu means amongst the human beings. This Rushu includes both the male and female. Okay? Rushu in the human beings. Paurusham. Paurusham is not that ahankara janita paurusham. No. Paurusham here means the strength. The strength. Okay? The strength because of which they are distinctly different from the other species. Paurusham Rushu. And this Paurusham also includes maybe the intellect also, which gives you the thinking faculty, the discriminating faculty, the Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, all these things that Paurusham might be included in that. Shabdhake Paurusham Rushu. What a beautiful claim by Bhagavan. he is saying what? There is matta parataram nanyata kinchidasti dhananjaya. Mai sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva. Whatever you are proud of, I am the reason for your pride. If you are a great wrestler, I am the capacity for you to wrestle. And if you are a great musician, I am the very fiber of music in you. All those things Bhagavan is going to claim. That means what? He is claiming, I am the I in you. And what is that I in you? I is what? I is what? Aham. This aham is what?
Atma.
Atma, Tattvamasi. And Bhagavan is indirectly hinting to you, hey, you fellow, I am you. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shisi suryayoho. And this apsu, this has come out from where? From Maya. Brahmashraya Maya. Tataha Akasha Sambhutaha. And at the end, it is the Apaha and the Prithvi. And in the Apaha, which is waters, in the Apaha, I am the very taste. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shisi suryayoho pranavas sarva vedeshu shabdha ke paurusham rushu. I am the strength in the human beings. The strength includes perhaps intelligence and the discriminative faculty. The vichakshana jnanam, all those included in this paurusham, which the other species do not have. O Kaunteya, I am the taste in the water. I am the light in the moon and the sun. And I am Om in all the Vedas. I am sound in the space. And I am the strength in human beings. In all the Vedas, in all the Vedic mantras, in any lesson of any chapter of the Vedas, the first lesson starts with Om. And the Shanti mantra starts with Om. And Om has that power. I am Om in all the Vedas. Pranavas sarva vedeshu shabdhakke paurusham rushu. Now what is it we should be proud of? Are we not required to be very, very humble? Are we not required to have the nature of surrendering to the Lord, who is claiming that he is everything? Matta parataram nanyat. There is nothing other than me. Mattaha parataram na anyat. Kinchidasti dhananjay. There is nothing at all. Mattaha parataram. Bereft of me, there is nothing. Matta parataram nanyat. Kinchidasti dhananjaya. Mai sarvamidam protam. Sutre maniganaha iva. Now this rasoham apsukonteya prabhasmi shisi suryayoho pranavas sarva vedeshu shabdhakke paurusham rushu. Bhagavan is not going to stop here. He is going to hammer a lot of very true sayings. The next verse, please, 9th. Rasoham apsukonteya prabhasmi shisi suryayoho pranavas sarva vedeshu shabdhakke paurusham rushu. Now, if we get these verses by heart, they will themselves render us very, very humble, very, very Bhagavan seeking, and very, very dutifully surrendering to him. Punyo gandha prithibhyam cha tejaschasmi vibhavasau jivanam sarvabhuteshu tapaschasmi tapasvishu. In the Prithvi, okay, its nature is to give punyo gandham, the sweet fragrance that it is capable of. Punyo gandha prithibhyam cha tejaschasmi vibhavasau. Punyo gandha prithibhyam cha, and cha is and prithvi. In the bhumi, I am the sweet fragrance. How about you are giving the sugandha prithvi? How about the durgandha, you may ask? Bhagavan will say, hey, that is not created by Prithvi. It is created by you people. Manavaha. Manavaha. They are responsible for all the Durgandha that they are worried of. Punyo Gandha Prithivyancha Tejas Chasmi Vibhavasau. Vibhavasau is the fire. In the fire, Aham Tejaha. Prithvi. See here. Punyo Gandha Prithivyancha Tejaha Asmi. I am. Tejaha Aham Asmi. That Aham is to be understood. Tejaha Aham Asmi Vibhavasau. And in fire, I am the brilliance, and I am also the heat. Tejaha includes, it's because of extreme heat that brilliance is possible. So the brilliance and the heat in Vibhavasa, in fire, I am. Jivanam Sarvabhuteshu, in all beings, the very Jivatva is I. Jivanam Sarvabhuteshu. And this he has already said earlier. In the 4th or 5th verse, I think, he has said, Apareyamitastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. Jiva bhutam mahabaho. That jivanam sarvabhuteshu. In all beings, I am the very principle of jivatvam. Jivanam sarvabhuteshu tapasyasmi tapasvishu. Amongst the people who do a lot of penance, I am the power in them to do penance. Tapasyasmi tapasvishu. People, tapasvi is who? One who does tapas. And I am the very tapas in the tapasvis. Punyo.
Nana, one question here. So here, like, can we take Prithvi as Apara Prakriti and Gandha as Apara Prakriti here?
No, you can't split like that. It is the Lakshana of Prithvi. Like Prithvi has got the other qualities. You drop a seed into Prithvi, and during favorable conditions like water and light, water and heat, like the sun's light, that seed will sprout. And the capacity to make the seed sprout belongs to Prithvi. You can't keep that seed in something else and make it sprout. No matter whether you give it necessary air, necessary light, and things like that, it cannot sprout. So like that, there are a lot of other good qualities of Prithvi. Prithvi is the very cause for your sustenance, for you and I to live. Apaha and Prithvi are responsible. Apaha is water. Without water, there is no jivatvam. You may live for a few days without food, but those few days without water, you cannot survive. Apaha, that is the very principle of life in all the Jagat. Punyo Gandha Prithivyamcha. This para prakriti, apara prakriti, you can't bring it down to such small qualities like that available in Prithvi. Para prakriti is what? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Prithvi does not qualify to any one of these. Prithvi is part of the creation, and the entire creation is going to Maya, and Maya is that which is not. Ya ma samaya. What is not is Maya. Samsara swapna tulyo hi. Samsara swapna tulyo hi. Then how does it vanish? Jnanena. With the jnana. That the samsara entire thing is part of Jagat, which itself is negatable. Jnanena, Jagat itself can be negated. When that happens, the samsara goes away. And when the samsara goes away, where is your Prithvi? Where is the Prakriti? Where is the Para Prakriti? We can't bring down the Para Prakriti to such small elements like Prithvi, Apaha, etc. This Prithvi is part of the Apara Prakriti. And
from quality perspective, can we take example like Gandha is subtler than Prithvi's quality is Gandha, or Agni's quality is Tej. So I was thinking whether they are falling into Para Prakriti because they are subtler than the core elements.
No, not like that.
Okay.
Not like that. What Bhagavan is saying is, the Prithvi has got qualities of giving Punyo Gandha. I am the very reason for that Punya Gandha. I am the very reason for Punya Gandha.
Right.
Bhagavan, though he has said, Matta Parataram Nanyata Kinchidasti Dhananjaya, Mai Sarvamidam Protam Sutre Manigana Iva. He said that, isn't it? Matta
Yes.
Parataram Nanyata means, that means what? Whatever is available to you for cognition, for your sense perception, and for your cognition through the mind and intellect, whatever is available to you, all that is because of me. But in the final analysis, all that you are seeing, you are cognizing, is part of Jagat, isn't it? Which itself is negated. When that itself is negated, and Prithvi is part of the Jagat, and Prithvi has got an attribute of giving Punya Gandha. What Bhagavan is saying is, the quality of the Prithvi, even to sprout, if you allow me to say so, the Punya Gandha, I am the reason. I am the reason. Matta Parataram Nanyate. I am the reason, he is saying. Now you can't bring down Para Prakriti, Apara Prakriti here. It is the nature of Prithvi to have this Punya Gandha. Like it is the nature of Kham to give Shabdam. It is the nature of Apaha to give taste. Rasoham apsu konteya. I am the rasa. Okay? It is because of the, you are right in a way. It is because of the Para Prakriti that these claims are possible. Yes. These claims are possible because of the Para Prakriti. Punyo Gandaha aham. Paramtu aham na Prithvi. Bhagavan can say, Punyo Gandaha aham eva. Rasaha aham eva. Natu apaha. Is it not? Apaha, Prithvi, all these things are part of the Jagat, isn't it? And Jagat is Maya Janitam. Maya is what? Brahmashraya. Bhagavan Adhitam. It is under the thumb of Bhagavan, is it not? So Bhagavan can claim, all these are because of me. Right?
Yes, I think context is, yes, clear, Nana. The context is there. I was trying to relate both of them, but previously he was explaining what is para apara. Here's some examples that very core basis is Bhagavan, and he's giving examples through Prithvi or Agni or Vayu or all the different, Yeah,
but this Punyo Gandaha, supposing Prithvi itself is not there. Imagine, Prithvi is absent. Where is your Punyo Gandha? If Apaha is not there, where is your Rasaha? What I am saying is, the greatness of these, Prithvi is like you and I, suppose. You are a great musician. Your name is Prithvi. And you, the great musician, Bhagavan is claiming, I am the very talent in you. Talent for music I am. Is it not? Now, you having the name of Prithvi, how do you relate that to Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti? There are things we should not worry about regarding that kind of an analysis. We must go forward with the essence of what Bhagavan is teaching. What he is teaching is, whatever is great, I am the reason for that greatness. Prithvi has got the greatness of giving the Punya Gandha. I am the very reason for that. Punyo Gandha Prithivyam cha Tejas chasmi vibhavaso. I am the brilliance in the fire. All these things he is saying. Listen, without the brilliance, is Bhagavan there or no? Without brilliance, is Bhagavan there?
Yes.
Without the Punyo Gandha, is Bhagavan there?
Yeah.
Without the Rasaha in Apsu, is Bhagavan there? If Bhagavan is dependent on them, he is no better than you and I. He has got a dependent existence. He cannot be Satchit Ananda Swarupaha. Sat is what? Kalatrayepi Tishtatiti Sat. Kalatrayepi Tishtatiti. Without any condition whatsoever. Whether Punyo Gandha is there or not, Sat is there. Whether Rasaha in Apsu is there or not, Sat is there. Understand now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Punyo Gandha Prithivyam cha Tejas chasmi vibhavaso. But I like your capacity to analyze and come to this kind of a conclusion. It's not bad. It's okay. But that you must reserve for higher things for contemplation. Punyo Gandha Prithivyam cha Tejas chasmi vibhavaso. Jivanam sarvabhuteshu tapaschasmi tapasvishu. Jivanam sarvabhuteshu tapaschasmi tapasvishu. Amongst the people who do the tapas. Okay? I am the very tapas. I am the sweet fragrance in the earth and the brilliance and heat in the fire and the very life in all beings and the ascetic disciples and disciplines, ascetic disciplines and their results in the ascetics. Now you must think of things like, wow, I am the very life in all beings. What is this life? That is something for you to contemplate on. Whether that life is para or apara, that you will worry when you come to know what exactly is life. Is life the breath that you are having, or is it something else? Is it your capacity to think or something else? These are the things for you to contemplate on. I am the very life in all beings, and the ascetic disciplines and their results in the ascetics. Ascetic is like a sadhu who does a lot of tapas. Now, Bijam mam sarvabhutanam vidhi partha sanatanam buddhir buddhimatam asmi tejas tejasvinamaham mam me bijam sarvabhutanam iti vidhi. Understand, I am the very seed for all beings. I am the very seed for all beings is what? What is Brahma, Paramatma indicating to you and I? Hey, you fellow, you are not different from me. You have come about from my seed. And my seed gives me alone. If you are I. That I, the very I is I. The very I in you is Ahamasmi. Bijam mam sarvabhutanam vidhi padha sanatanam. The sanatanam applies to the bijam. The sanatanam bijam. Hey Partha, mam Vidhi sarva bhutanam. Understand that in all beings, I am the Sanatana Bijam. I am the very seed. Buddhit buddhimatam asmi. Tejas tejasvinamaham. Amongst the people who have buddhi, capacity to discriminate, capacity to be intelligent, capacity for vyavasayatmika buddhi, all those things, and capacity to crave for mumukshutvam, all these, that buddhi, buddhimatam asmi. Amongst the people who are buddhimatas, people who have the buddhi, I am the very buddhi. Tejas tejasvinamaham. In the beings who are brilliant, I am the very tejas. I am the very brilliance in the brilliant. I am the brilliance in the brilliant. I am the buddhi in the buddhimatam. In the intelligent, I am the very intelligence. In the people who are Mahatmas, I am the very quality of making them Mahatma. Pardha, son of Pradha, mom. Mom means me. And mom is what? Which mom is this? The Para Prakriti mom and the Apara Prakriti mom together. These two together, because if you remove the Apara Prakriti, which is Maya, there is no Jagat. When you remove Jagat, Paramatma as though vanishes. In the entire Jagat, it is all Paramatma in and through. Sutre Manigana Iva, he said that earlier. Matta Parataram Nanyat, Kinchidasti Dhananjaya, Maya Sarvamidam Protam, Sutre Manigana Iva. He said that in the 7th verse or so. Is it not? Now, if Apara Prakriti is removed from in the understanding of this mom, then Jagat goes away. When Jagat goes away, where is any balam balavatam chaham kamaraga vivarjitam, all those things will come now, isn't it? Bijam mam sarva bhutanam, this sarva bhutanam they will vanish. They are all part of the Jagat, and which is a product of Maya, which is nothing other than the Apara Prakriti, is it not? Apara Prakriti. So Para Prakriti, Apara Prakriti, together, Bhagavan is going to say that, together is responsible for what you are seeing, what you are capable of discerning. Bijam mam sarva bhutanam vidhi padda sanatanam buddhir buddhimatam asmi tejas tejasvinamaham. In fact, Bhagavan is claiming everything is I. There is nothing other than I. You people are deluded into seeing everything other than I and getting stuck with what you have seen. Raga Dvesha is really bothering you, and that makes you the samsara, which gives you the sukha and dukkha. And I have said in the 2nd chapter, Raga Dvesha Viyuktanam Etinam Yata Chetasam Abhito Brahma Nirvanam Vartate Viditatmanam. Not in the 2nd chapter, in the 5th chapter I have said this. Understand that Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutanam. I am the very Bijam Sarva Bhutanam. Now understand, Sarva Bhutanam Bijam. Supposing all the Sarva Bhutas they vanish, what happens? Is Paramatma there or no? Sarva Bhutanam, they vanish. And when do they vanish? Pralaya Kale, they vanish. In the next chapter, we will see how they vanish in the Pralaya Kala. Okay? In the Pralaya Kala, they vanish. Whether they vanish or not, Paramatma is there all the time. If he is there sometime, and whenever the Pralaya happens, okay, swallowing all the Sarva Bhutas, that means what? Paramatma also vanishes, is it? How does he qualify to be Sat? Satchit Ananda Swarupaha Aham Asmi. How can he claim that? Anandakaha Sukha Swarupaha Chit Kim Jnana Swarupaha Sat Kim Kalatrayepi Tishtati Sat. In all the 3 periods of time, without your capacity to negate, it is there all the time. And that is Paramatma. And that Paramatma is there whether the Sarva Bhutas are there or not. The Bhutas are there after Srishti, and the Bhutas vanish as though at the time of Pralaya. Balam Balavatam Chaham. No, where is the earlier verse? 10th verse? Yeah. Bijam mam sarva bhutanam vidhi padda sanatanam buddhihi buddhimatam asmi tejasvinama. Among the brilliant, I am the brilliance. If the stars are very, very brilliant, and some of the stars are 10-fold, 100-fold, 1,000-fold as brilliant as our sun, I am the very Tejas in the stars. Tejasvinamaham. If you come across a person who is brimming with a lot of brilliance, with a lot of knowledge, and with a lot of Shastra Jnanam, and he is a Tattvadarshinaha, and I am the very Tejas in that person. I am the very Tejas. O Partha, understand me as the one who is the eternal seed in all beings. It is not that, in the nurseries, the gardener will, during summertime, he will not do any portion of for the nursery, and the seeds are not there at all, and the pots will not have even the earth which is required for nurturing the seed. The gardener vanishes. Here, when the gardener vanishes in the nursery, once in a while, the seeds sprout. Here, they sprout all the time. Sanatanam. Here, Sanatanam. Bijam mam sarva bhutanam vidhi sanatanam Partha. It has been coming for times immemorial, and they will continue for some times immemorial. Balam balavatam chaham kama raga vivajjitam dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. Balam balavatam chaham, amongst the strong, I am the very strength. Balam balavatam. Balavatam is amongst the strong. If Bhima is very, very strong, Duryodhana is equally strong. I am the very strength in each of them. Balam balavatam chaham kama raga vivajjitam. And this bala is devoid of kama and raga. Vivajjita means not having. Vivajjita means not having even a trace of it. This kama and raga, they do not have a trace of that. In this balavatam, amongst those, I am the very balam. I am the very balam in those balavatam who do not have this kama and raga. Okay? Kama raga vivajjitam. Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. No, correct. Yeah, leave it, please leave. Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. I am not saying you should not have kama. You have kama, but let it be in accordance with the dharma. Dharma. And what is dharma? What is pleasing to you, you must render to everybody else. What is likable to you, it is likable to everybody else generally. And that you must use that as a principle for your conduct in your desires, to fulfill the desires, the actions you take, all those desires and the actions that you take should be in accordance with dharma. Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu, not opposed to dharma. In the beings, in the bhuteshu means in the beings. In the beings means it comes to us, human beings. Because this teaching cannot be for animals, is it not? Animals cannot understand. So this bhuteshu would mean you and I, the human beings. Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamaha aham asmi parantapa, isn't it? Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava parantapa dhananjaya kaunteya. All these things are appellations of his Ishtasakha, Bhagavan's Ishtasakha. Ishtasakha is Dhananjaya, Padha, Pandava. Sometimes he will say Pandava. Sometimes he will say Bharata. Sometimes he will say Bharatarshabha. Bharatarshabha means Bharata Rushabha. Rushabha is a bull. Amongst the Bharatas, you are like a bull, standing very prominently. You are already decorated. You have earned a lot of fame and name by your valorous deeds and for your conduct. Dharma aviruddho, conduct. You have been praised and you are considered as an exemplar. Yadyadacharati sreshtaha, then people will consider that you as a sreshta purusha and they will follow you. That kind of a Bharata Rushabha you are. Dharma aviruddho, don't do that. Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshabha. Hey Arjuna, dharma aviruddho bhut, that means what? That means what? You and I are required to conform to all our desires and all our conduct and actions which are in accordance with the dharma, not opposed to dharma. And when we do that, he is with us. Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshabha. Echaiva sattvika bhavaha, 12th verse. Echaiva sattvika bhavaha rajasastamasaschaye mattaye veti tan vidhi natvaham teshu te mayi. Echaiva sattvika bhavaha rajasastamasaschaye mattaye veti tan vidhi natvaham teshu te mayi. Anybody who manifests on this earth, Echaiva sattvika, people will come with sattvika bhavas, some people with rajasic bhavas, some people with tamasic bhavas. Okay? Echaiva sattvika bhavaha rajasas tamasas chaye mattaye veti tan vidhi natvaham teshu te mayi. Here you can perhaps include all the jiva bhutas, not just limiting to the human beings. People who come out predominantly with sattvika bhava or predominantly with rajasic bhava or tamasic bhava, they are all mattaye veti tan, with all those people, all those beings are mattaha eva. They are from out of me only. All those tan vidhi, tan sarvan vidhi, natvaham teshu. But I am not in them, but they are in me. Natvaham teshu te mayi. They are in me. Like Bhagavan can say, in the Jagat, I am there, in and through everything that is in the Jagat. I am in and through everything that is in the Jagat. But nothing in the Jagat is in me. Nothing in the Jagat is in me. The Prithvi that you see in the Jagat is not in me. That kind of a claim Bhagavan can make. Now Bhagavan is saying what? Echaiva sattvika bhavaha rajasas tamasas chaye mattaye veti tan vidhi natvaham teshu te mayi. And those beings and things which are indeed born of sattva, rajas and tamas, you please know May you know them to be born from me alone. They are all born from me because from me is Maya born. And from Maya you are born. All these beings are born. So they are born from me. They are in me, but I am not in them. They are in me. That is, they are dependent on me. I am not dependent on them. I am not in them. I am not in them. Like even the ocean can claim, all the waves are in me. I am not in them. I am independent of any wave. Whether wave is there or not, I am. Like the Pacific Ocean can claim, whether the wave is there or not, I am. Whereas the Bay of Bengal can claim all those waves, I am. No wave is I. Echaiva satvika bhavaha rajasasthamasastaye mattaye vetitan vidhi natvaham teshu te maye. That is the independent nature of the para-prakriti of Bhagavan is being highlighted here. Mattaye vetitan vidhi natvaham teshu te maye. They are all in me. They are in me. Without me, they are not. And without them, I am. Natu aham teshu. Teshu means in them. Natu aham. I am not. We will continue this discussion tomorrow again. So 12th verse. Echeva sattvika bhavaha rajasas tamasaschaye. That is, he is highlighting all beings that have come about. They are manifest and they are perceivable for all of us, whether it is a human being or a plant or a worm or an animal, all those things. Echaiva sattvika bhavaha rajasas tamasastaye mattaye. They are all from out of me. Mattaye vete tan vidhi. Tan sarvan vidhi. Vidhi means understand. Natu aham teshu. Natu aham teshu te maye. All those things, they are because of me. I am in spite of them. That is it. Okay? We'll continue tomorrow. Hari Om. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramayah. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti 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 He.
धन्यवाद. हरि ओम नाना जी.
Om Nana.
Thank you.
Vijayji, will you be able to share the chapter 2? I still not able to locate mine. Sorry about that.
No, actually, I'm not at my place. I'm in the ashram today. So I'm not able to project it today.
Does anyone else have chapter 2? They are able to project?
I have the book, but I cannot share on the screen, my dear. I have the book, Bhagavad Gita, Chinmaya.
So probably you can read then.
Yeah. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev. Let me just start the recording for the Manana and then you can start, huh? You could probably finish the Manana of the chapter 7 and then read up from chapter 2. Vijayji said, I think he just expressed it. He's not able to share. So we'll do a reading from the PDF. Okay? Jai Guru. Yeah, you can start. Suma or Bela, anyone can start. Huh?
सुमाजी चैप्टर 7 आप कर, थैंक यू.
So are we starting from the beginning of chapter 7 or from 6th verse?
Nanaji, which shloka he started with?
Today he started with the 6th one.
So start with 6th only, no?
Okay.
Yesterday we had gone through the first 5.
So this is the This is the 6th verse. I won't be able to read the Sanskrit. I can read the English. Elaji,
Yeah. एतद्योनीनि भूतानि सर्वाणि त्युपधारय अहं कृत्स्त्रस्य जगतः प्रभव प्रलयस्तथा. सर्वाणि भूतानि, all beings and elements. Etad yonini are those that have these, the two prakritis as their causes. Iti upadharaya. Thus, please understand, aham, I. Kritrasya jagatah. Of this entire world, prabhavah, I am the cause. Tatha, so too, pralayah, I am the source into which everything resolves. Please proceed, Sumaji.
So please understand that all beings and elements have their cause in this twofold Prakriti. Therefore, I am the one from whom this entire world comes. So too, I am the one into whom everything dissolves. Everything has its being in this twofold Prakriti. Itat means, are we going to read all this? Or we just go to the next verse?
No, please go through it, no?
Okay. Etat means this twofold Prakriti. It includes all beings from the Brahmaji right down to a worm. In other words, all living beings from A to Z and all non-living things also, from space to earth. All of them are included. Nothing is left out. Everything known and unknown, everything that may be there in the cosmos, and whatever is there sustaining it, all the forces, all the laws, all the phenomenon, then varieties of lower lokas like Athala, etc. All these beings therein and all the higher lokas and their celestials, yakshas, gandharvas, etc., devas, Indra, right up to Brahmaji. With that, everything is covered. All 14 lokas, 7 up and 7 below. All this together is called the Brahmanda. That Brahmanda and everything that is there in it is Sarvani Bhutani. Itat, This is the twofold Prakriti. One is Atma, Sat Chit Ananda Atma, Kshetrajna Swarupa Atma, the Para Prakriti of Ishvara. The other is the Mayapati. And because of that, all the elements, etc., is the Apara Prakriti. Krishna says, please understand this. Upadaraya. So, Itat Yonini means those that have these, the two Prakritis, as their causes. Yoni means cause. These two Prakritis are the cause for everything in this Jagat. Therefore, all the things in this Jagat are called Itat Yonani. The Apara Prakriti is everything that is there, and Para Prakriti is the real cause. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That alone is the cause of for everything. Please understand that Prakriti, it is Jiva Bhuta in the form of Jivatma, Pratyatma. This is the real Swarupa. The real cause for everything. All the Bhutani, space, air, mind, and so on, have their being only in this Paramatma. All beings have their basis only in the Sat Chit Atma. Therefore, Itat Yonani Sarvani Bhutani iti Uparaya. Please, asserter, come to understand that all the things in this Jagat have these two Prakritis as their cause. I am the cause for the projection and resolution of creation. The Lord says, Aham Krishnasya Jagata Prabhavaha. I am the cause for the projection of this entire world. Which I, this I, the one who has the twofold Prakriti, the one that is in the form of this entire Jagat, Apara Prakriti, and the other one which is the real I, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, the Para Prakriti. And therefore, I am indeed the cause for the entire creation. Not only that, I am also the one into which the entire creation resolves. Pralayaha tata tata. So too, Krishnasya Jagata Pralayaha. I am the source into which everything resolves. I am the one from whom everything comes. I am the one into whom everything goes back. Therefore, there is nothing other than myself. When the creation is there, it is me, because from me it has come. As I told you, this Apara Prakriti, which is the Parinami Upadana Karana, is also nothing but me alone. Bhagavan has already said that all the five elements, etc., are not other than myself. But as Sat Chit Atma, as the Kshetrajna, I have undergone no change whatsoever to become all this. So now, when he says here, I am the one who is the Jiva, Kshetrajna, and I am the one from whom the entire world has come and unto whom it returns. In effect, he is saying, like me, you are also the cause of this entire world. From the standpoint of Paramatma, you are the one who is Para Prakriti, the cause for everything. Then what is Ishvara? If you look at the Jagat as an individual, then naturally you have a physical body, mind, and senses. The world is there. For all this, you require a cause, which is what we call Maya Upati. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, with Maya, in the form of this entire world, is Parameshwara. From the standpoint of Parash Prakriti, all that is there is one, without which there is no Jagat at all. It alone gives Satta, existence, to every aspect of the creation, and it also gives Smriti, that by which you come to know each and everything. Satta, Sat, and Smriti, Chit, by which this entire Jagat is sustained, is Atma. This is Parashakti. Definition of the cause, the maker and the material. In the previous verse, Krishna said, I am the cause of the entire creation and also its point of dissolution. When the Lord says he is the cause, how does he mean this? As a conscious being, the Nimitta Karana, he is the cause in a threefold way. As the creator, as the one in whom everything dissolves, and as the one who sustains everything. Taittiriyopanishad says, the cause is the one from whom yathaha, all these beings come, by whom yena, they are sustained, and into whom yat. Here it means yasmin, they dissolve. This is the definition of the cause. The word yathaha represents the fifth case used in the sense of that from which something is born. This indicates the upadana karana, the material cause. Then he says yena, by whom they are sustained. Then yasmin, unto whom they go back. Yat prajñatya vi samvitash shanti. Apart from this pronoun, yet, there is no mention of any other cause. From this we understand that this karana, the cause, is both nimitta karana and upada karana. Earlier in the Taittiriyopanishad it is said, so kamyatha, he desired. This clearly indicates the nimitta karana. The one referred to later by the pronouns yat, from which everything has come, upadarana karana, is the same one who desired to become many and then created everything. Nimitta karana, from this it is clear that according to the Shruti, the cause for this world is Parameshwara, both in the sense of the maker and the material. Nature of the cause defined. When the Shastra analyzes the cause, it unfolds what we call the Swarupa, the nature of that very cause. From that, it has different definition altogether. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. You will find that none of these words, even though they are defining words, has a particular quality. In fact, these words negate all qualities. Therefore, Brahman, the cause, is revealed as nirvishesha, free from attributes, by words which negate all the attributes we know. Thus, the cause is presented as nirvikalpa, free from any form of duality. The definition is that it is Satya and it is Anantam Satyam. Therefore, it is not existent as we usually understand. That is, its existence is not in terms of time. Similarly, Jnana is not the knowledge of any given thing. It is Anantam Jnanam, unlimited Jnana. That is limitless consciousness. This definition, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, is Swarupa Lakshana. Anyone wants any discussion on this? Or we continue with the two types of Lakshanas. Swarupa Lakshana. There are two types of Lakshanas, Swarupa Lakshana and Tatastha Lakshana. Swarupa Lakshana reveals the essential nature of something. For example, if you describe water as H2O, this is Swarupa Lakshana. Water is nothing but these atoms. So if you describe water as H2O, you are explaining the Swarupa of the water. Here the definition of Brahman as Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma reveals the nature of Brahman, the Vastu. It negates all attributes and then points out by implication that the Vastu is the existence of anything that is existent and is the content of any form of knowledge. Tatastha Lakshana. Then if, for example, you want to indicate a certain house and do so by saying it is the house on which the crow is sitting, that is Tatastha Lakshana. The crow is not part of the house, even though it helps you recognize the house. The next time you have to identify that house, you need not wait for the crow to come and sit on it. Once you recognize the house, the crow is not part of the understanding of the house. That is called Tatastha Lakshana. However, creation is discussed in the Shastra. Brahman is presented as the cause from which everything has come, by which everything is sustained and into which everything dissolves. Therefore, everything is Brahman. This is Tatastha Lakshana. Swarupa Lakshana and Tatastha Lakshana. It is important to understand that Brahman itself has not undergone any change whatsoever to be in this world, because world is mithya. Anything you analyze reveals itself to be only a name and form, which is reducible to another name and form, which is again and has been in something else. Satya must be understood to understand mithya. A Buddhist will claim that if you continue analyzing like this, you will end up in non-existence. The conclusion will be that the world has its cause and has its cause in the non-existent. So the conclusion will be that the world has its cause in the non-existent, and the discovery that I am that non-existent is nirvana. Nirvana means extinguishing everything. This is the Buddhist approach. But we do not mean that. The discovery here is that I am the only Satya, the only reality. Even though the Buddhist analysis of mithya looks the same, it is not, because mithya is truly mithya only when Satya is appreciated. Otherwise, mithya becomes Satya, a reality. Mithya is defined as anything that has no independent existence, no basis for its own. So by the very definition, there is no such thing as mithya without Satya. Even though one may say that the world is mithya. He cannot appreciate it as such unless he appreciates satya. When the clay is appreciated as the truth of the pot is appreciated as mithya. So only in the wake of the appreciation of satya does mithya become clear. Two types of material cause. Vivarta upadana karana and parinami upadana karana. Satyam jnanam anantam brahma is the Swarupa of Atma, and the same is the cause of everything. A question now arises whether, as the cause of everything, it undergoes any type of change in becoming the world. Further, does it have any other material apart from itself, from which it creates the world? The Shastra makes it very clear that Brahman is Satya and the Jagat, world, is Mithya. This being so, world is non-separate from Brahman, and so Brahman is the material cause. Here a problem arises. Ishvara, Brahman, with reference to creation, is both Nimitta Karana, the efficient cause, and Upadarana Karana, the material cause. We can understand that there is an Ishvara who is all-knowing and so on, who is the efficient cause. But how can he be the material cause? Any material undergoes a change to become the effect. If the Lord himself is the material cause, then he too must undergo a total change to become space, air, and so on. Vivarta upadana karana. Here we have to make a very clear, careful note. When we say Brahman is the upadana karana of this jagat, we mean it as the Vivarta upadana karana. This is one particular word I have not unfolded so far. Vivarta upadana karana is different from simple upadana karana. Upadana is the material. As a material, generally we would expect it that it undergoes a change to become the effect. This is what we commonly understand as upadana karana. This is called parinami upadana karana. It undergoes a change. The example generally given to illustrate this is the milk turning into yogurt. Milk was sweet and liquid, but now it is sour and semi-solid. It has undergone some change. No doubt, milk is the upadana karana for the yogurt. But the yogurt is definitely not in the form of milk. Milk, which is the upadana karana, has undergone a change to become yogurt. Similarly, if the Lord is understood to be the upadana karana, one may think that perhaps he also undergoes some change to become this jagat. That is perhaps as parinami upadana karana. He has indeed become the world, and as the material cause must have undergone a change. If he has undergone a change, he is no longer in his original form. Therefore, all that here now is the world. Where is the Lord? There is no Lord at all. This is an argument raised by some people to negate the Lord being the upadana karana. This is too simplistic. The Lord has no doubt is the material cause, upadana karana, but he is not the parinami upadana karana. He is the vivarta upadana karana. That is, without undergoing any change, he is the upadana karana. This kind of upadana karana is called vivarta upadana karana. The definition of vivarta is Swarupa Aparityagnya Rupa Ananta Antara Apatitha, assuming another form without giving up one's own nature. As example, is your own dream world. There you are the Nimitta Karana and you are the Upadana Karana. Without undergoing any intrinsic change, without giving up its Swarupa, Atma, has become the world in the dream. There is the subject, there is an object, there is an action. All the karakas are involved. A karaka is anything connected into action. Relationships are included in it. This is my house, this is my son, etc. All these take place there without bringing about any intrinsic change in the Atma. Atma, pure consciousness alone, is in the form of this dream. As in the dream, so it is in the waking state. When we say the Lord is the Upadana Karana for the creation, we mean it as Vivarta Upadana Karana. It is like the rope, which without undergoing any change becomes the basis for the snake that is seen. Rope is Vivarta Upadana Karana for the snake. Shall I continue? Parinami Upadana Karana, Maya. Since Brahman itself cannot undergo any change in order to be the cause of this creation, it must have some Upadi, which is as good as the creation. If the creation is Mithya, there must be an Upadi which is equally Mithya. That Upadi we call Maya. The Upadi for Brahman to be Ishvara, the creator. We can now say from this standpoint that Ishvara has undergone a change to become this Jagat. From the standpoint of Maya Upadi, we call Ishvara the Parinami Upada Karana. When we look at Ishvara, Brahman, as the cause of everything, we look at it as the Vivarta Upadana Karana. That Ishvara you are. When I say that you are that Ishvara, I mean Ishvara as Vivarta Upadana Karana. When we talk about the world as non-separate from Ishvara, it is Ishvara that is become space, air, and so on. Here we look at Ishvara from a standpoint of Maya Upadi, which has undergone all the changes. When we say Brahman, besides being the Nimitta Karana, the efficient cause, he is the Upadana Karana, the material cause, which we mean, what we mean is that Brahman is the Vivarta Upadana Karana. And because of this Vivarta Upadana Karana alone, it is possible to appreciate Atma as Sat Chit Ananda Brahma. One high school teacher once told me that Shankara has said that God became the world. In the beginning, there was God, and then he created the world out of himself. So God became the world. And now there is no God. It is exactly like making idli out of rice. The rice is gone, only idli is there. Later, I repeated this as Shankara's philosophy to someone, and he laughed so hard that I knew that there was some mistake in what I had said. But I did not know what the mistake was, and he didn't correct me either. It is obvious. The mistake is that God is taken as Parinami Upadana Karana, a material cause that undergoes a change. We require the technical term Vivarta to understand this. Once we say Brahman is Vivarta Upadana Karana, Brahman remains as Brahman, that alone will work. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma always remains the same. Its Swarupa being what it is, it cannot undergo any change. To understand the non-dual nature of Brahman, that there is nothing beyond Brahman and that the creation is not different from Brahman. This Karana Karya Vada, discussion of cause-effect, is the setup. Through this, one understands that all that here is Brahman and I am none other than Brahman. So verse 6 is clear. I have a question because yesterday Nanaji said about Swarupa and Swabhava. So now Swarupa is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. So Swabhava is what?
As per my little understanding, Swarupa, I think Swabhava is Tatastha. Two he gave, no? Right? Like water as H2O is a Swarupa. But when we say Swabhava, Paramatma is, it doesn't go any change. It is unchanging. So that is the Swabhava. Tatastha. Like water will undergo change when we heat it, it evaporates. When we freeze it, it turns into ice. There are many things. I have joined. Today I joined unfortunately late as I took the Kriya, so I could not attend what Nanaji had explained for verse 6. If someone can kindly summarize.
Chapter verse 6. This is verse 6, no?
Yeah, it is so very well elaborated by Swamiji here, but too many technical terms are there, which is, So am I correct in my understanding what question you have? The Swabhava and so am I correct in my understanding? Can anyone say?
Yes. You are perfectly right. See, H2O will remain H2O in whichever state the water is, whether ice or steam or liquid form, or even if you add something to the water, it's colorful or wherever it is, but it will remain H2O through and through. That is its Swabhava.
Then what is Swarupa? Swarupa is the different forms, is it?
Yeah, one of them is Swabhava and one of them is Swarup, that Sumaji will tell.
Till yesterday I was thinking Swabhava was Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. But now after reading this, I got confused.
Yeah, we
If
need to
the
ask
Swabhavam
Nana.
is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman, then the Swarupam is Jagat, isn't it? Is the is what he has created. That is the Swarupa, what we see. That's how I understood yesterday, but today after reading this elaborate thing, I got confused.
Ulta ho gaya, reverse.
Ha! Can Vijay ji or someone else give us some insight, please?
Jai Gurudev, like yesterday, Nanaji said about the ice, that ice is the Swarupa of ice is the coldness. The coldness is its Swarupa. He said that yesterday. So the coldness of ice is its Swarupa. Similarly, the consciousness of our, like, it is the consciousness of the Atma, the consciousness is the Swarupa of the Atma.
Okay. Okay, we can ask this question again tomorrow then. What is Swarupa and Sobhava?
Yes. And with elaborate examples also, so that it will become more clearer for ourselves and it will become permanent.
Yeah.
Swarupa, does it mean like manifestation in different yonis, right from Jad to Chaitanya, like from stone to the highest Swarupa?
That is how I also understood yesterday, and for which it is the Maya Upadhi of Brahman. That's how I understood. But today in this elaborate explanation of verse 6, what I'm understanding is the reverse. Swarupa is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. That also makes sense. I'm not saying it's not making sense, but it has confused the understanding a bit. If that is Swarupa, then what is Swabhava?
Sorry, Sumaji, would you mind just reading once again that Tatastha after Swarupa? There was an explanation in the 6th verse, Tatastha. I'm sorry.
That's okay, but I don't know where to locate it.
In the 6th verse only, that there was an explanation after.
Yeah. This one, no?
We cannot see, my dear.
Oh, okay. Sorry. This one. Tatastha Lakshana. This one, right?
Yes, please. May I just read once again?
Yeah.
Tatastha Lakshana. Then if, for example, you want to indicate a certain house and do so by saying it is the house on which the crow is sitting, that is Tatastha Lakshana. The crow is not a part of the house, even though it helps you recognize the house. The next time you have to identify that house, you need not wait for the crow to come and sit on it. Once you recognize the house, the crow is not a part of the understanding of the house. That is called Tatastha Lakshana. Whenever creation is discussed in the Shastra, Brahman is presented as the cause from which everything has come, by which everything is sustained and into which everything resolves. Therefore, everything is Brahman. This is Tatastha Lakshana. It is important to understand that Brahman itself has not undergone any change whatsoever to be this world, because the world is mithya. Anything you analyze reveals itself to be only a name and form, which is reducible to another name and form, which again has its being in something else.
Yeah,
If someone else can please explain me.
I'm just confused between Swarupa and Sobhava. That's all. I know that Brahman is the cause and sustains and resolves. All that is clear. That's no problem. And Brahman does not undergo any change, even though he is the cause for the creation and all the existence of all the bhutas, the highest to the lowest. All that is understood.
Swarupa Prakriti was described by Nanaji as like the Para Prakriti. What I remember. And the Sobhava was the Apara Prakriti. That was consisting of like the 5 elements of like earth, fire, all these, and then another 3, mind, intellect, and ahankara. So
okay, thank you. Thank you. I got it now.
That was what Nanaji said yesterday.
Okay, thank you. So my understanding yesterday was wrong. So now this, whatever we read, makes sense. So Swarupa is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. And Swabhava is the whatever created by Maya Upadhi. Okay.
Yeah, Maya. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Please repeat it now. Just these last 2 sentences. Yeah.
Please repeat. You only was very clear. Please repeat.
Like Nanaji said about the 2 Prakritis, Swarupa and the Swabhava. Swarupa Prakriti is like, it can be said like Para Prakriti. Para is that consciousness of that which is the I in the form of I, that is the Para Prakriti.
The Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman, that is Para Prakriti. Very correct.
And the example he said was of the ice, that the Swarupa of ice is its coldness. That is its Swarupa, the example which he gave. And the Sobhava Prakriti was like it can be said Apara Prakriti, and it consists of the 5 elements and the 3 other these gross elements like the mind, intellect, and ahankara. So that constitutes the Apara Prakriti, and this Apara Prakriti is can be said like it is the Maya is the Sobhava Prakriti or the Karya Prakriti. The world is made of this Maya, that is the Apara Prakriti. So the physical body, all the sense organ, mind, prana, they constitute the Apara Prakriti or the Karya Prakriti, like this. I don't know how much like I'm able to explain.
So this is my understanding that the Swarupa is the Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. That is the Para Prakriti of Brahman. And apara prakriti of Brahman is the Swabhava, which is born out of the Maya and the 5 elements, mixing of all that. So, which is Mithya. So, Swabhava is changing, but Swarupa does not change. The Para Prakriti does not change.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Paraprakriti is the real cause of the creation.
Yes. Yes. Shall we stop here?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sumaji and Savitaji.
Yeah. Thank you, Savitaji.
Thank you, everyone.
Confusion is clear.
Thank you. Dhanyavad, everyone. This chapter is so beautiful, but I think we need to give more time.
Yeah. We need to learn the shloka by heart, I feel. So then it becomes really nice.
True. Dhanyavad. Shanti mantram you will. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kashchid dukkhamag bhavet. Om Shanti Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev.